Welcome to our beginner's guide on how to play tennis. The objective of tennis is simple. Score more points than your opponent by hitting the ball over the net and into the opponent's court in a way that they can't return it. The game can be played in singles, one player on each side, or doubles, two players on each side. A tennis match is divided into sets, which are further divided into games. The first player to win 6 games by a margin of 2 games wins a set. Matches are usually best of 3 or best of 5 sets, depending on the level of play. In the next sections, we'll dive deeper into how the game flows, the key rules, different strokes, and strategies. By the end of this video, you'll have a solid understanding of how to play tennis and why it's such a popular sport worldwide. Now that we've covered the basics, let's explore how a tennis game unfolds and the key rules you need to know. The game begins with a coin toss or a racket spin to determine who serves first. The player who serves first, the server, stands behind the baseline and must hit the ball diagonally into the opponent's service box. The opponent, the receiver, must then return the ball within the court boundaries. The server has 2 attempts to get the ball into the opponent's service box. If the first serve is a fault, misses the box, or hits the net, the server gets a second chance. If both serves are faults, it's called a double fault, and the opponent wins the point. If a serve hits the net but still lands in the service box, it's called a let, and the serve is replayed without penalty. A let can happen on any serve, and there is no limit to how many lets can occur. After the serve, a rally begins, where both players hit the ball back and forth across the net. The rally continues until one player fails to return the ball within the court boundaries or hits the net. The player who wins the rally scores a point. Tennis uses a unique scoring system. The first point is called 15, the second 30, the third 40, and the fourth game. However, if both players reach 40 points, it's called deuce, and a player must win 2 consecutive points to win the game. The first point after deuce is called advantage. If the player with the advantage wins the next point, they win the game. If they lose, the score returns to deuce. As mentioned earlier, players compete to win games, and the first to win 6 games with a margin of 2 wins the set. If the set reaches 6-6, a tiebreaker may be played, where the first player to reach 7 points with a margin of 2 wins the set. Now that you understand the game flow and key rules, let's discuss the different types of strokes and techniques you'll need to master in tennis. Each stroke has a specific purpose, and learning how to execute them properly is crucial to your success on the court. The serve is the most important stroke in tennis because it starts every point. A good serve can put your opponent on the defensive right from the start. To serve, stand behind the baseline, toss the ball into the air with your non-dominant hand, and use your dominant hand to hit the ball into the opponent's service box. The serve can be hit flat, with little spin, with top spin, causing the ball to dip quickly, or with slice, causing the ball to curve sideways. The forehand is the most commonly used ground stroke and is typically hit with the player's dominant hand. To execute a forehand, stand sideways to the net with your non-dominant shoulder facing forward, swing the racket across your body, and make contact with the ball in front of your body. The forehand can be hit with topspin, which helps keep the ball in play while allowing you to hit with power. The backhand is hit on the opposite side of the body from the forehand and can be executed with either one hand or 2 hands. For a one-handed backhand, stand sideways to the net with your dominant shoulder facing forward, swing the racket across your body, and make contact with the ball in front of your body. For a 2-handed backhand, use both hands on the racket with your non-dominant hand on top. The backhand can also be hit with topspin or slice, depending on the situation. The volley is a shot hit before the ball bounces, usually near the net. To execute a volley, keep your racket up and in front of your body, take a short swing, and use your body weight to direct the ball. Volleys are typically hit with minimal backswing and can be very effective in putting pressure on your opponent. The overhead smash is a powerful shot hit when the ball is lobbed high in the air by your opponent. To execute an overhead smash, position yourself under the ball, bring the racket back like you would for a serve, and hit the ball down into your opponent's court with force. This shot is often used to finish points. The drop shot is a delicate stroke used to hit the ball just over the net, making it difficult for your opponent to reach. To execute a drop shot, use a light touch and minimal backswing, striking the ball softly to land it close to the net. Drop shots are especially effective when your opponent is positioned far back on the court. The lob is a defensive shot used to hit the ball high and deep into your opponent's court, often over their head. To execute a lob, use a gentle upward swing to lift the ball into the air. Lobs can be effective in neutralizing aggressive opponents or creating space to get back into position. These are the basic strokes you'll need to master in tennis. Each stroke requires practice and precision, but learning how to use them effectively will greatly improve your game. Now, let's discuss some strategies that can help you gain an edge over your opponent. Tennis is not just about hitting the ball back and forth, it's also a game of strategy and tactics. Understanding when and how to use different strokes and positioning yourself effectively on the court can make a big difference in your performance. Many players prefer to play from the baseline, where they can use ground strokes like the forehand and backhand to control the rally. Baseline play involves consistent, deep shots that keep your opponent pinned back. When playing from the baseline, focus on accuracy, consistency, and moving your opponent from side to side to create openings. Moving to the net can be a very effective strategy, especially if you're strong at volleying. Net play puts pressure on your opponent by reducing the time they have to react to your shots. To successfully play at the net, approach with a deep, well-placed shot and be prepared to volley any returns. This strategy is particularly effective when your opponent is pushed back behind the baseline. The serve and volley strategy involves serving the ball and immediately moving towards the net to hit a volley. This tactic is aggressive and can catch your opponent off guard, especially if your serve is strong. It's a great way to shorten points and take control of the mat. When hitting ground strokes, you can direct your shots either cross-court diagonally or down the line parallel to the sidelines. Cross-court shots are generally safer because the net is lower and the court is longer in that direction, making it harder for your opponent to return the ball. Down the line shots are riskier but can be very effective if you catch your opponent out of position. A key strategy in tennis is to keep your opponent guessing by mixing up your shots. This includes varying the pace, spin, and placement of your shots. For example, you might alternate between deep, powerful shot and softer, angled shots, or use a combination of topspin and slice to disrupt your opponent's rhythm. Tennis is as much a mental game as it is a physical one. Staying focused, maintaining your composure, and managing your emotions on the court are crucial. Many matches are won by the player who can stay mentally tough, especially in high-pressure situations like tiebreakers or match points. To bring all of this together, let's dive into a real tennis match scenario and see how these strategies and strokes play out on the court. Imagine a competitive match between two players, Emma and Sarah. The match is tied at 1 set each, and they're battling it out in the final set. Emma is known for her powerful baseline play, while Sarah is a skilled net player. Emma starts the game with a strong serve, aiming it wide to force Sarah out of position. Sarah manages to return the serve, but is pushed deep behind the baseline. Sensing an opportunity, Emma hits a cross-court forehand, forcing Sarah to move quickly across the court. Sarah barely gets to the ball and responds with a defensive lob. Emma tracks the lob, positions herself, and executes a powerful overhead smash, sending the ball down the line for a winner. Emma's aggressive baseline play and ability to capitalize on short balls give her the advantage in this rally. As the match progresses, Sarah adjusts her strategy. On her serve, she uses a slice serve to pull Emma off the court, then quickly moves to the net to cut off Emma's return. Sarah volleys the ball deep into the open court, winning the point with her effective serve and volley strategy. In the final game, with the score tied at 5-5, both players know the importance of holding serve. Emma decides to mix up her shots, alternating between heavy topspin forehands and low slices, disrupting Sarah's rhythm. Sarah, staying mentally tough, continues to approach the net and put pressure on Emma with her volleys. In the end, Emma's consistency from the baseline and strategic shot placement give her the edge. She breaks Sarah's serve with a perfectly executed down-the-line backhand, setting up a match point. Emma finishes the match with an ace, securing the victory in a hard-fought. We've covered a lot in this video, from the basic rules of tennis to different strokes, strategies, and a real match scenario. Tennis is a sport that requires not only physical skill, but also strategic thinking and mental resilience. Thanks for watching, and we hope this guide has helped you get started with tennis. If you have any questions or want to share your thoughts on the game, feel free to leave a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on our future sports guides. See you on the court.